Hello everyone, hello LinkedIn community. My name is Adèle Fung. I'm the Chief Strategy Officer at 𝐂𝐻𝐭𝐬, and I'm very happy today to talk further with you about the HR sector in Vietnam. But before, I just want to let you know that we publish second edition of our Doing Business in Vietnam 2023-2024. So just go download it. It's free on our website. You will find a lot of new overviews about Vietnam's top sector to invest, and also a great testimonial about our partners. So now let's dive into the HR sector in Vietnam. And for that, I want to introduce you our strategic partner, Miss Denise, who is with us right now. Hello, Denise.
Source of Asia, and thank you very much for your invite, Adele.
Great.
I am very happy to be here.
I'm so happy too. So let's go into a more deeper understanding about the HR sector, and then after, Denise, you can share your experience. I have some questions for you regarding cross-cultural collaboration. So first, I wanted to give you some updates about challenges and opportunities regarding the HR sector in Vietnam. So you know that Vietnam is a big country, a top trendy country in Southeast Asia with 100 million inhabitants, and 50% of the population is actually under the age of 30 years old. So it's a really great dynamic workforce. That's why it's a great opportunity to have Vietnamese employees, and to, when you set up your business in Vietnam. Of course, that's what is important also to mention is that the education rate is 95%. So meaning also the demands are increasing regarding the most educated Vietnamese people. And what is important to note regarding Vietnam market is that it's not yet an aging population compared to China or Japan, our neighbors. So meaning also it's very interesting and attractive for foreigners to set up their business in Vietnam and get young people to work in this country. The challenges for the Vietnam market regarding HR are diverse. So what I want to highlight today is that this is a very competitive HR market. You need to know that the landscape is really broad. People are young, people are dynamic. So of course, the demands is increasing regarding Vietnamese employee. So meaning companies need to really be attractive, and that's why we're here. That's why we're here also to give you some advices and some tips to also attract your employees and of course retain them. The big challenges today in Vietnam is to retain the employees because we can identify that there is a high turnover rates in companies. We have a lot of clients, partners who are coming to 𝐂𝐻𝐭𝐬 to say, hey, can you help us to retain our Vietnamese employees? So that's also part of today's LinkedIn live session together to go deeper into these advices for you. And last but not least, what is important to note regarding the challenges about HR sector in Vietnam is that there are, of course, a coexistence in between different generations. So you really need to create different HR strategy with different generation into your company. So that is important to better understand the expectations of each generation, Gen Z, Gen Y, to after implement the relevant strategy for you into your company for your Vietnamese employee. So that is why we are here today. That is why we wanted to also give you some highlights about HR sector in Vietnam with Denise. And that's why also we, with 𝐂𝐻𝐭𝐬 and TYDE Consulting, we are creating this kind of LinkedIn live session format to give you more tips about this. So Denise, if we go more into detail about the cross-cultural collaboration, let's dive deeper into this big question. What would be the benefits and the interest for a company to hire a foreign manager into Vietnam to create the local team, for instance?
Thank you very much for your question. As you mentioned before, it's very important to highlight that Vietnam is very attractive. And so the Vietnamese workforce is very young and very dynamic and is really eager to learn. They want to learn about international standards. They want to know more about the leadership, on how is foreign leadership, and they want to contribute to the Vietnam growth. And so to do that, by bringing a foreign expat into the team, it will help to bridge the gap between the local teams and the headquarters in some different ways. And the fact that the foreign expat has the international standards and they understand the standards of the company at the global level, so they will know what to implement locally. Also, they will maintain a clear communication channel with the headquarters in order to share the local opportunities to the global strategical teams, which is a great asset. And also foreign expats will know how to connect between internal and external stakeholders locally and globally to help Vietnam to expand the market. And yeah, so there's a lot to do and I think that foreign professionals can really help and contribute to Vietnamese growth, and really creating those links between the company and the headquarters with the local markets.
Thank you, Denise. I see that there are lots of opportunity. I'm trying to put me in the shoes of a foreign manager coming to Vietnam. What might be the big challenges for him or her to come in Vietnam and integrate here?
Well, I think it depends on where is the foreigner is coming from. If the foreigner comes from a Western culture, there's several challenges that I have identified throughout the years, which are coming into three topics: the mindset, the social management, and also the self-management. So in terms of mindset, it's very important that the foreign manager doesn't come with a head in the sand, meaning that they think that everything is all right and they don't look at what is really happening in their work. And yeah, it's really important that each foreigner and foreign manager comes in and really observe what is happening really within the organization, and so that he or she can contribute and can change that. It's also important that not to be focused on the country that he is coming from, and because Vietnam is a unique and a beautiful country with their uniqueness, and it's important to take into account this unique features of the country, and not interpret certain trends and with the foreigner eyes, and really being open, keeping an open mindset. And also, like, I think one of the third pitfalls for a foreign manager to come into Vietnam is to have like this hero effect, where the person will feel like they are saving the country, which is not the case, right? It's very important that the person remembers that there's nothing to save. There's only a project, and this is the responsibility that they have. But there is nothing. It's not about saving anyone. It's more about contributing to the company locally. The second theme is really about social management. I have identified that there's a lack of cultural integration support here, where foreigners sometimes are just dropped into a team and they just have to survive. well, if we support them through the transition from their home country or the third country into Vietnam, and understand what is the cultural change, the cultural differences, the things to take care and to really pay attention to. It really helps them to really integrate into the culture, the Vietnamese culture. And also, like, another part is in Vietnam, it's very important to have like to develop long-term relationships with people, and so creating relationship with local people can be challenging. In intercultural communication, we say that Vietnam is a coconut country where it's hard to access.
Okay.
In opposite to the peach countries, where the peach are more soft, so it's easy to access, but to go to the core, it's very hard. While the coconut countries are more, it's harder to access, but once you're in, you're in.
That's great. I didn't know this kind of images.
Well, it's important to remember that yeah, they can appear very friendly, but it's important to understand that there will always be like a difference between being a local and being a foreigner.
Yeah.
So breaking those social barriers and spending time building trust and building this relationship on the long term will really make the difference. And yeah, so the third category is really about self-management. Like with the mindset of the head in the sand, and it can happen that you kind of lose work balance because you're integrating into a new environment, you're discovering everything is beautiful, the food is amazing, the people are so friendly. However, on the long run, like having a lot of hyper moments of discovery can really end up into a slope of lower energy. And it's important to maintain a work-life balance and making sure that you also building like a personal and private social circle, right, to have a support system, but also having activities that will help you out getting out of your work. Because here it can be very easy to overwork and contribute a lot, because people are working with their heart and really trying their best to contribute to the company. And so sometimes in a high season, it can happen that people are contributing a lot of hours. And so it's important to remember that there is a balance to keep in order to be performant on the long term.
Yeah, and yeah, you're completely right. I really like also the image, Denise, about it's not a sprint, it's a marathon. You really need to gain endurance and to really understand the whole ecosystem around you. So if you organize all your energy at just the beginning of a short term, it will be difficult for you to gain more energy for the long term. So yeah, it's not a sprint in Vietnam, it's more a marathon, and try to understand step by step also all your colleagues, all your teams, and the partners and clients you have in the country. That's very important. So
Exactly.
yeah, and if we go to this transition with your experience, what would be the benefits of coaching and trainings about these very important topics? Maybe also there are different formats about trainings, maybe individuals, team building. So what about it?
Yes, as I mentioned, like transition is very important. Like there is a big transition between your home country and Vietnam, and so when you come in, I think it's always great to have a coach to help you understand the different perspectives that this transition can bring, and so coaching and training really helps you to increase your cultural awareness. And to get a helicopter view, like stepping back on the misunderstandings that could happen, and understand how to diffuse those misunderstandings. I think it is a key to the success of foreign managers here in Vietnam, and also like it really helps to strategize on actions to make the most out of this unique experience. And so that's for the coaching part. For the training part is really giving people the actionable tool to make sure that they can face a diverse situation in intercultural communication, in conflict management. What do you do when a Vietnamese is keeping silent and you really want to do something with this person, but this person just keeps silent and doesn't give you it goes, the person ghosts you, and how do you do that? How do you handle the situation? And so I think it's really important to get those tools before or during the expatriation to really help the expats or the foreign manager to handle those kind of situations. I am supporting middle to senior managers, both in transition from another country to here or through a career transition, meaning I help them to attain their career, the next career level. And currently I'm helping one middle manager whose boss is Vietnamese, and he is all about one person better every day. The thing is that she felt so lost, so pressured, so she wanted to meet his expectation, but at the same time she had a work-life balance to maintain. She had to understand, like she wanted to also develop her career in the best way possible, but at the same time she felt very emotional whenever she would talk about her boss. And so I helped her through this transition. She was born in Europe, actually, but from in a Vietnamese family. And so there was a lot of intercultural misunderstandings that happened, that we helped, that we worked on building systems to help her to handle those misunderstandings and miscommunication together. And I helped her also to understand her stakeholders, to be more tactical with them, to present how to introduce her benefits and manage her stakeholders on the long term, and also while maintaining a work-life balance. So yes, so coaching is really, in a nutshell, coaching is really one-on-one and really tailor-made, and creating and finding the individuals' resources to solve their own problems, while training is more giving you tools to help you manage different situations on different kind of topic.
Thank you, Denise. I believe it's really clear, crystal clear. And what I want to highlight about this discussion together today is that you are not alone. I mean, it's so complicated situations. There are a lot of transition, as you explained, coming from a country to another country, begin to integrate into your work environment, but also your personal environment. So that is why also we wanted to raise the subject together with Denise. We wanted to say that you are not alone. You have also local partners as 𝐄𝐱𝐩𝐿𝐿, as TYDE Consulting on the ground, who also knows all the activities here and the cultural environment to help you, to support you. Of course, first, it's your company who can help you first. You can ask from help, you can ask help from your company, you can also ask help and support from us, and we will be very pleased to help you. That is why we created this partnership between 𝐄𝐱𝐩𝐿𝐿 and TYDE Consulting, the very complementary service in between 𝐄𝐱𝐩𝐿𝐿, giving you, supporting you on recruitment, organizing your local team with foreigners, all the expat management process and the TRC visa organization, and with Denise, the coaching and trainings which are very important and complementary to glue together to have the most successful mission and project in Vietnam regarding your company. So do not hesitate to contact us for further questions, for further requests or inquiries. We will be very helpful and trying to help you. And see you next time. Thank you so much, Denise, for your time.
Thank you so much for your invite. Have a great
Bye.
day. Bye.